Welcome. Today we're going to explore a pretty radical idea. What if that constant, endless search for happiness is the very thing that's actually keeping us from it? We'll be diving into a timeless source of wisdom that promises something more than just fleeting moments of joy. It points to a deep, unshakable peace that, believe it or not, is already our true nature.
So our guide on this journey is the revered sage Kanchi Mahaperiyava. The wisdom we're about to unpack comes from his incredibly powerful discourses, which have been compiled into a 7-volume series called Devathan Kural, which literally means the voice of God. It's from this really profound source that we're going to draw our insights today.
All right, let's start with a question that I think gets right to the heart of the human experience. Have you ever had that feeling? You know, that true, lasting peace is always just over the horizon? Something you're constantly running after but can never really seem to hold on to? Well, that feeling brings us right to the first part of our exploration today. This whole idea of the endless chase. This universal condition where we're always running, always looking for happiness in things outside of ourselves. Okay, let's break this cycle down because I think we all know it intimately, right? First, a new desire appears. It could be a new gadget, a promotion at work, a new relationship. Then we pour all our energy into the chase. And for a brief moment when we finally get it, there's this little flash of joy. But then what happens? Almost inevitably, that feeling just fades, and a new desire pops up to take its place. The chase begins all over again.
And this really highlights the core of the problem. As the teachings of Devathan Kural explain, any happiness that depends on external things, people, objects, our status, it's fundamentally unstable. It's just not in our control. It can vanish just as quickly as it appeared, and that leaves us searching for the next fix.
So this brings us to a really powerful revelation. If the outside world is the wrong place to look, then where in the world is the real treasure? Well, the answer is that we've been overlooking the one place it has always been, inside ourselves.
Now, this is a simple idea, but it's a huge shift in perspective. The teaching suggests that the only reason we're so driven to find happiness is because, at our very core, we are happiness. It's like we're an entire ocean of bliss that's forgotten what it is, and now we're desperately searching for a single drop of water.
This slide really frames the choice we're facing. On one side, you have pleasure from the outside. It's like a single, fleeting drop. It depends on things we can't control, and ultimately, it just creates more restlessness. But on the other side, there's the bliss within, a vast, eternal ocean. It's completely self-sufficient, and it's the source of that true, deep, unshakable peace.
Okay, so if this ocean of bliss is really inside us, the big question is, how do we actually access it? Well, the teachings offer a very clear path. It's called jnana, which translates to the path of true knowledge.
So what is jhana exactly? Well, it's this profound understanding that there is only one ultimate, unchanging reality. Everything else that we see and experience, all the stuff in the world, all the changes, it's all just a temporary appearance, kind of like a wave on the surface of that single, infinite ocean.
And here's where it gets really practical. When we stop letting our mind get tossed around by all these countless temporary things, and instead, we learn to focus it on that one, single, unchanging source, something amazing happens. The restless waves of thought, of desire, of anxiety, they just naturally begin to calm down.
But you might be thinking, what about the very real pain and sorrow in life? I mean, this isn't about pretending those things don't exist. So how does this path actually help us deal with the unavoidable burdens that we all have to carry?
The teachings are incredibly down to earth here. They totally acknowledge that sorrow is just part of being human. We can't avoid it entirely. But, and this is the absolute key, we can change how much it weighs us down.
According to this wisdom, our sorrows are really just the unfolding of our past actions, or karmas, and we can't escape them. But jhana gives us the strength and the method to bear them peacefully, without getting completely crushed by their weight. To explain this, the sage gives a beautiful analogy. Just imagine you're pulling a heavy pot full of water out of a well. The second it leaves the water's surface, you feel its full, crushing weight, right? But while that same pot is still submerged down in the well, it feels light, almost totally weightless. So here's the crucial point. Jnana, that true knowledge of the one reality, is the water in the well. Our individual sorrows, our problems, they're the pot. By immersing our consciousness in the vastness of jhana, we don't get rid of the pot, but we completely change our experience of its weight. The sorrow is still there, but it just doesn't feel heavy anymore.
And that really is the core of today's teaching, a practical way to transform our entire experience of life.
And sharing this kind of timeless, practical wisdom is exactly what our mission is all about. It's not just information, it's a tool for transformation.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. If this exploration resonated with you, this is exactly the kind of wisdom we aim to share here at Gyan Kosh. We're a multilingual channel where we share spiritual wisdom in English, Hindi, Marathi, and Tamil, with even more major languages coming soon. Our whole goal is to bring you the timeless treasures of Sanatan Dharma in a way that's simple, clear, and really meaningful. On our channel, you'll find daily videos on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Devathan Karal, and so much more, all in multiple languages. If you find our content valuable, please subscribe to Gyan Kosh so you'll get notified about our daily videos. And don't forget to like, share, and spread this divine knowledge with your family, friends, and community. Let's together keep the light of Sanatan Dharma shining bright.